Welcome to episode 1 of the D-Gas podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the man of many hats, BKR, the Baker Man, and I'm here with...
HK. A lot of you know me as HK on the street, but HK.
My guy. Hey, man. Welcome, everybody. So we're trying something a little bit different with this podcast here. 3 things that we've been into for quite some time now. Music, food, and drink culture. We're going to dive right in with this thing. So D-Gas... Right, that sound when you crack the top off of a fresh ice cold beer. Then you pour it into a glass, and it's got that little foamy,
little bubbles,
pillowy head that's on top, or like when you pop the top off of a champagne cork, it's like pop, and then you pour it into the flute, and it's got a big old bubbles, and you can see them like dancing off the top. You know what I'm talking about, Nam?
Yep.
And they're dancing off the top of the glass, and like the sound,
I'm wearing the wrong shoes.
the fucking sound. Featuring
Silviano in the background.
Gonzalez. The sound you get when you fucking pour a bottle of tonic into your gin.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? And it's like you can hear it, and that shit sounds satisfying. Or like at the end of the day when you get home and you got a bunch of shit on your mind and you're like, fuck,
I need a beer. And let's pop
pop
this
D-Gas,
shit,
baby.
man. Let's sit down.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, So in case you haven't, you can't tell, is we've been talking about this for a minute, and what we're gonna do is like we've been into a lot of the same stuff for a long time, whether it was food, wine, beer,
right,
music. You more so on that aspect of it, but at the same time, we got to meet a lot of people, seen a lot of things in these areas that we decided to, let's get together and talk about it. And we've been talking about it for a minute, and we finally did it.
Right.
And I think one of the hardest part was like coming up with what we're gonna call it. And the way he just described it, that was perfect, man. Like it was a little weird at first, but then when I started thinking about it, we're gonna definitely pop a bottle of wine, pop some liquor, make some cocktails,
sure.
Pop some gin, and at the same time, let out what we want, what we want to talk about, and what better way but to record it.
Yep, I was trying to sum it up as like 2 aficionados gassing poetic over adult beverages.
Yes.
Like that elevator pitch, Nam?
Yeah.
Nam needs to be in every background of every episode.
Yeah, right. He just needs to be back there. Shout out to Nam.
We're on location today, so that's why it sounds a little bit noisy.
Yeah.
We decided to be on location for the first episode for some reason.
Yep. What's crazy is that we decided to be on location for the first episode, never using this before.
Never using this equipment before?
Yeah.
Nah, we've been using this equipment for ages.
It's been a long time.
This is just another thing.
Yeah, it's scuffed up. So
like on that note, I'm just gonna go and talk about a little bit about myself. If this is our first time meeting here today, so I'm a hip hop artist, producer. I'm also a culinary school graduate. Did a little bit of personal chef stuff and catering in my day, and we're here on location, like I mentioned, at a bar that I'm the co-owner of now called Spokeasy Public House, and it's busy today.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing, but it's gonna make this interesting.
Yep.
So that's kind of like my qualifications for the podcast. I'm feeling like I have a different perspective maybe than you're gonna have, being that I'm from the back of the house side.
Well, you actually have a lot of that experience,
the business side and the making of the music side, and I feel like you have a ton of experience in the tasting of the things,
and taking it in,
which is experiences that I usually don't have.
And from, like, for instance, us hanging out. I was on the outside going to these places and drinking and eating and trying to get as much of the food culture and drink culture and just culture in me as I could wherever we went.
Pause.
I fucking knew as soon as I said that. I knew there was something coming.
Something coming on that.
And so took it from going and experiencing it from other people to actually trying to do it myself at home.
Right.
And and that became a long journey. Thanks a lot to this man here. So yeah, you have the background in it. Like you've been in the kitchen. You
Sure.
you've been in the side that when you're on this side, everyone thinks, man, I wish I was on that side.
Yeah, and vice versa. Because
Yeah.
sometimes I would just want to go and fucking sit down too.
And eat and drink.
And eat and drink and hang out and just learn about what somebody else is doing. So this, I think it's gonna, in the future, we'll be able to provide a lot of information for like people that want to do things at home, because you've adapted things, and maybe things I've learned that we've talked about, you've adapted for home, and come
Yeah.
up with your own ideas
Yep, yep.
for how to do things that you've seen done at home, which is going to benefit other people watching this
Yep.
show or listening to this show.
Well, like one of the things, like bread. I used to buy bread from this club, and so when it stopped, like I couldn't just go buy bread that.
Right.
So I decided to make it, and with you and Mike kind of giving me pointers and stuff, I finally started making it, and then people see me make it.
Shout out to Moonrise Pizza.
Moonrise Pizza, and people started seeing my post about bread. That like now I get a lot of messages like, "Hey man, like, can you show me?"
Right.
Like, "Hey, I
Or
want
are
to."
you selling that?
Yeah, are you selling that? Yeah, and so I think it's pretty crazy how people ever since COVID started doing a lot of that stuff for themselves.
Right.
They just need pointers, and I mean it's out there. With you and Mike, plus all the shit that I read,
Yep.
you can do it. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to bring that aspect to people. And,
Definitely.
we're gonna be doing this and cooking as well as like drinking wine,
Right.
and other other beverages, other
Yeah. So in addition to the food side, my background and knowledge, right? What I have the most knowledge in mainly is craft beer. I've been into that. I've been in the industry for 9 years, and as far as business side goes, and a fan before that, and I have a lot of experience and knowledge in craft beer. So we'll be able to provide a lot of that for everybody out there. Your background is a lot more heavily into wine and spirits than mine. As far as what you've had and what you've been able to taste.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, as far as like when I dove into it, but I remember one of the first, I want to say whiskeys that I had that I actually liked was a Japanese whiskey that you shared.
Okay.
At one of your get-togethers. It might have been for your birthday, and I remember I was floored by it.
Yeah.
So from that, it took me into, when I get into shit, I fall down the rabbit hole, and I want to when I like something, I want to learn about it. If I don't like it, I don't care. But when I find something I like, I just dive in.
You go hard.
And I'm in there, and so that happened with bourbon, and now it's happening with tequila, and so yeah, I'm that dude that just, when I find something I like, I want to know, and I want to like not perfect it, but I want to know everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so on that aspect, yeah, I just like wine. I think wine is probably the thing that gets me more excited as far as like drink wise,
Yeah.
than anything else. It's everything is very. Man, you could get into it. It's very diverse. There's a lot to it, just like tequila and beer and all that. But wine
Yep.
to me is, it's crazy how you could get the same varietal half a mile apart and they're going to be different. You know what I'm saying?
So that's just that year.
Yeah, and that's you know,
and next year it's going to be a whole.
it's
new
going to be a
thing.
whole different thing.
And you're talking about that around the world.
Around, yeah, I mean, yeah, and then you're gonna get stuff from Buellton that's gonna be different from Paso Robles, that's gonna be
Right.
different from Napa
To Canada.
dude. So
All the way.
that would be something that would be great to do is
Yeah. Right.
test,
Keep all that. Keep
you know,
all the secrets.
Yep.
bro.
But yeah, so me, when I started going into the wine thing, man, I think that was like maybe 2002 is when I first really
Yeah.
got into it, and then about 2007 is when I really started getting into, when I really found like the difference between cheap wine and
Yeah.
good wine.
Sure.
You know, I'm not saying cheap wine as far as
Boy
like
was
price.
on the Rossi.
Yeah. Wow. Shit, I remember having Rossi when I was in high school, man. Whew, that was like 92.
You don't even have to tell everybody.
Yeah, But well, I'm not saying price wise. I'm saying like
I was in second
quality.
grade.
Damn. But yeah, I'm not talking about price. I'm talking about quality of the
Yeah.
wine. You know what I'm saying? And that's when
And that's something we can explain later.
Yeah, later. Yeah, so yeah, I got into that. Then 2007 happened, and I had a really good. It was a Shiraz from Australia. We'll get into why it's called Shiraz, not Syrah later. But yeah, and boom, it just took off from there, and yeah, and man, next thing you know, I'm at wine dinners and I'm
Right.
at wineries and hanging out with winemakers, and you know,
Right.
and that's another thing that we're hoping that we're gonna do is talk to winemakers and have them on. And
Yeah, you've met a lot of people along the way, and I have a lot of connections in the things that I do that I've made along the way too. So
I mean,
we'll be able
from-
to pull all these resources in. So like interview sessions will be dope here on this podcast. On top of all the other shit we've been talking about.
I mean, yeah. I mean, from the hip hop aspect to the cooking to the beer side, and then, I mean, huge. I know not just because you're part owner now, but shout out to Spokeezy, man. Like because of this place,
Yeah.
we were able to meet a lot of chefs actually to come in here. You know, a lot of people in that industry. You know, people that opened up craft cocktail bars around here
Right.
come in here, and we're able to talk to them. And so, with their help, we dove even more into into that side of it. You know what I'm saying? So, a big shout out to this place, from artists to hip hop artists to people in the food culture and all that. This place brings a lot of people together, and
Right.
because of it, we're able to do this with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to be able to do this with them. So that's going to be a big part of what we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Along with it, we're going to be posting up a video to YouTube, and you'll be able to watch us as well as listen to us if you wanted it. If you just want to go on Spotify and listen to it, it's cool, or whatever platform.
You might not want to see these mugs.
Yeah, you might not. But you might want to see something we're cooking,
Right.
or something we're eating.
And that stuff will be up on the socials. By the time we get this up, we'll have that up. Videos will be posted to YouTube. Everything will go up to Spotify, Apple Music too, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
But we'll keep everybody posted on the socials. Just wanted to give a quick intro to us and what you guys will see coming next.
And along with his BKR Insta and TikTok and stuff, and my personal Instas and stuff, we're gonna probably be doing a DGAS page.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
That's what
when,
I meant.
Yeah. So when you see
I
that,
was just pretending like I had it all under control.
yeah.
But he just
No.
told you guys everything.
We do not. We just figured out the name like
It's
right
not that
before we
hard.
started.
It's not that hard.
It's
I'm
not
gonna
that-
get an Instagram page up, and it'll be up before this comes out.
Yep. So be on the lookout for that. Give that a follow, and we're going to be using that to promote most of it, and and all that. So hopefully you guys can see it, give it a follow, and hopefully we can put out content that you like. We're going to put out content. Hopefully you like it. Or if you don't, you could tell us. It's fine.
I don't really want to hear it.
Yeah, whatever. I don't mind it.
Positive vibes only.
Yeah. There you go. Everything is everything. But yeah, this was a quick intro to us and what we're gonna do, and we'll be seeing you when we're up.
Episode 2 coming soon. Peace.